out the safety of their students, their communities, and themselves, and the best possible education outcomes for their students. We need that same kind of Herculean lift out of the governor and the legislature to make sure that we have the resources to meet the needs of our students as we return to the next school year. And what the needs for the entire state. The revenue projections are in a place that I don't know if they've ever been in the 20 years that I've lived in Arizona. We have well over $1 billion, $1.5 billion, $1.9 billion in ongoing and one-time revenue we can invest in our schools. We asked our members, we asked Arizona educators what they thought the legislature and governor should be doing. We had over 1,000 responses to our survey, and I want to give you some of that data today so you can understand what's on the minds of educators as they look at that surplus, understanding the difference it could make in the lives of their students. We asked them, will students and educators benefit from the proposed state budget? No additional funding or resources being necessary. 93% disagree with that statement. Feel like the current conversations down at the legislature are missing a $1 billion opportunity to invest in our schools and our students. We asked them if the Supreme Court were to somehow rule against Invest in Ed, what should happen with that plan? Overwhelmingly, 96% of them say the legislature should recreate the Invest in Ed Act existing ongoing dollars because they are able to do that. 98%, again, this is over 1,000 educators that answered this, 98% of them see Invest in Ed as a win for the community and their students, and think that the governor and the legislature should uphold the will of the voters and make sure that those resources are there one way or another for our students into the ongoing year. And finally, we asked them all the issues that you are facing, all the things that you had to work with or work without in the last several school years. What would you say are the most pressing needs to be changed or impacted? Number one was salaries. Arizona educators need competitive salary. We are losing too many of our educators to other professions or other states where they can go and they can get better contracts and they can teach with lower class size. The number two issue was class size. Our class sizes in Arizona for years have been top 1, top 2, top 3 in the nation. We need to hire more educators to lower that class size. We need to hire more instructional assistants. We have more adults in the room with our educators or with our students so they can get the impact that they need. And the last two of the top 4 were full-day kindergarten. Our legislature zeroed out full funding for full-day kindergarten years and years ago under Governor Brewer. It's time to bring that money back. Full-day kindergarten programs are incredibly popular in our districts. It's about $260 to $270 million our districts have to make up in their own budgets to make sure that students have a full day of quality, kindergarten instruction. And finally, capital funding. There's a lawsuit out right now. Another $250 million a year is necessary to make sure that we can build new schools as we need them, and we can repair our existing schools so our students and our educators can learn in safe, healthy environments. The educators are speaking, and they're hoping it doesn't take 75,000 of us down here for the governor and the legislature to listen. Let's do what's right for Arizona. Let's do what's right for our students. Let's do what's right for our communities. Let's take some of this money. Let's invest it in our schools. There is a school in every community in the state. It'll have a direct impact on the stability of the family and the educational outcomes of the students. We'll make sure that we get this data released to everyone that wants to see it. We just hope that the governor and the legislature will listen to what it is we're saying that we need.
Deer Valley Unified School District.
Kelley Fisher. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Las Brisas Elementary School in the Deer Valley Unified School District. I am fortunate that my district funds full-day kindergarten. And I just want to give you a little peek into what that looks like every single day in my classroom. I spend the entire morning teaching language arts, helping my students learn the alphabet, helping them learn to read and to write. opportunity to go to school full day, fully funded, where they could build a firm foundation and prepare for their coming school years. Now, I teach kindergarten because I love it. I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but I love being in a classroom with 5-year-olds all day, watching them bloom and grow from somewhat babies into real students. And I want that for every kindergartner across the state of Arizona. I want them to have the opportunity to play, interact with their friends, learn to count, go to the school library and check out a book, go to PE, music and art, and learn to love school just like my students do. Our Republican legislators and Governor Ducey should make that a reality. I urge them to do so. Fund all-day kindergarten instead of yet again lining the pockets of the wealthy. Let's have fully funded schools instead of more tax cuts. Thank you. Next, we'll have AEA President Philpot.
Good afternoon. My name is Philpot, Philpot, and I have been a teacher in Arizona for 20 years, since 2001. I am also a product of Arizona Public Schools. I started in preschool and graduated from an Arizona high school. And I have 3 school-age children who are attending Arizona Public Schools. So I can definitely tell you that class size is important as a teacher, as a parent, and as a former student in Arizona schools. Arizona is facing one of the largest teacher shortages in the nation. And it's not because people don't want to be teachers, it's because our class sizes are growing epidemically higher because we are not funding our schools enough. Right now the legislature is looking at giving a tax cut to the wealthy. So for a first-year teacher, her tax cut will be $17, where if you make $5 million in Arizona, your tax cut will be $350,000. That tax cut is on the backs of Arizona public school students. And that is not fair to the educators who have worked tirelessly during a pandemic. I have taught every single grade level in Arizona public schools. Last year when the pandemic began, I was a high school teacher. This year I taught junior high, 7th and 8th graders. And next year I'll be teaching elementary students back to where I started my career. So I know the importance of smaller class sizes at every single grade level in Arizona public schools. When you have kindergartners like Kelley who need those little good jobs, how can a teacher do that if her kindergarten teacher has 36 students, like my first grade class had when I came here? 36 first graders. You cannot have reading groups that are small sizes with 36 first graders. In junior high, when you have kiddos who are contemplating, how are they deficient in reading, or maybe in junior high getting in a fight with a friend, how can that teacher provide one-on-one connection time if their class sizes don't even have enough desks in that classroom for them to sit down? Or at the high school level, where as an English teacher you have 180 to 250 students. If you get 250 essays and you spend just 5 minutes on each essay, that's 20 hours of grading for one set of essays for one class. How is that fair to the students of Arizona and to our classrooms? And so I need you and all of you watching who care about Arizona students to contact this governor and this legislature and let them know that this budget is wrong for our students and our children. As a parent, as a teacher, and as a former student, I know what it's like to attend an Arizona school that's fully funded. I had a great education, and that's because the government at that time valued and respected what teachers do and put importance on the children of our state. And so I urge you to contact your governor and legislature and let them know to stop this teacher shortage crisis, to lower class size. We have an opportunity to take this $1 billion or more of rainy day fund to invest in our students and invest in our schools. Is it raining yet? Our schools are overcrowded and underfunded. So that's what this money is for. So please contact your legislators, contact the governor, and let them know what the voters of Arizona wanted to do, and that is invest in our public schools. Thank you.
Finally, we have high school physics teacher from Chandler Unified School District, Katie Nash. Good afternoon. I thank you so much for taking time
prioritize public education and public services. That is something we cannot say about the Republican-dominated legislature. Instead, they have continued to look at ways to directly cut funding from public education and public services through a flat tax and find ways to silence educator voices. Their most recent attempt has been voted down previously. Instead of taking the hint, they have chosen to reintroduce it and hopefully sneak it into the budget. Like someone had mentioned before, my name is Katie Nash and I'm a high school science teacher from Chandler, as well as a proud union member. I, like many other teachers across Arizona, spend countless hours preparing meaningful lessons that will prepare our students to be 21st century global citizens. We use critical thinking to help our students develop problem-solving skills. We create opportunities to value a diverse set of experiences and teach students how to work together. As a science teacher, our state curriculum touches on topics such as reproduction and evolution. We respect the fact that different races, faiths, and backgrounds may have varying opinions on these topics. We teach about these topics in such a way that students can carry on constructive conversations. No one is made to feel bad for their beliefs. The same can be said about other topics in different classes. The point is, we are preparing our students to be 21st century global citizens. They need to be able to work together with people who speak different languages, hold different beliefs, and have different lived experiences. I was excited to see the declaration of Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday. However, in 15 states, it is now illegal to teach about such a holiday. What's next? Will it be Martin Luther King Jr. Day? And where does it stop? We are living in a time when educators are afraid to teach. We already have over 2,000 classrooms without a certified educator. The backlash will only continue. This is, of course, a privatizer's dream. Underfund our public schools, slap hefty fines on educators who teach an accurate history, those who teach the truth, dismantle public education, and force everyone into privatized charter schools. We cannot let that happen to our amazing public schools that serve over 1.1 million Arizona's children. I will not stop until bills like this no longer make their way through the legislature. I will not stop until our public schools are fully funded, and I ask that you do the same. Call your legislators and let them know that you do not support this unpopular, previously defeated anti-teacher and anti-education gag bill.